Hey Chiefs Kingdom, big win over the Titans on Sunday. We're going to Super Bowl 54. If you think Kansas City will beat the 49ers in the Super Bowl, subscribe to our brand new Chiefs YouTube channel. If you're watching on our main Chat Sports channel, go to chatsports.com/Chiefs. It'll redirect you to our Chiefs only channel. Hit the big red button once you get over there. If you're already on the Chiefs channel, just hit that sub button. Now, let's get into today's show. Andy Reid is back in the Super Bowl, guys. I feel so good for Andy Reid, a guy who has gotten a bad rap over the years, for a guy who's been known as not being able to get over the hump. Well, he got over the hump yesterday with that win over the Tennessee Titans. Goes to the Super Bowl for the second time in his career. Only 7 coaches in NFL history have taken 2 franchises to a Super Bowl. Andy Reid joining that list on Sunday. Obviously, still needs to win the Super Bowl. We'll talk about what his legacy, how much it's on the line in just a little bit. Last time he was in the Super Bowl, 24-21 loss 15 years ago as the Eagles head coach. Can't believe it's been that long. He is now 2-5 in conference championship games. I've always thought Reid has gotten a bad rap as losing big game, being known as a loser in big games. Take a look at some of these past results. He lost by 5 points to the greatest show on turf in his first championship game as the Eagles head coach in 2001. That's certainly not a bad outcome right there. Bucks in 2002 went to 4 straight NFC title games from 01 to 04. Bucks, one of the best defenses of all time under Monty Kiffin with the Tampa 2 scheme. They lost that game. Yeah, 03 was bad. You lose to Jake Delhomme 14-3. That's more of a deserving bad look for Andy Reid as a head coach. That was not a good look. But then in 04, you beat the Falcons, you go to the Super Bowl, and you lose to Belichick and Brady by 3 points in the Super Bowl. I don't think that's choking at a big game. Now the last 3 times, his last one in Philly, 2008, you lose to Kurt Warner again by a touchdown. Certainly not a bad result there, 1 touchdown game. Then he gets fired from the Eagles after the 2012 season, goes to Kansas City, takes 4 or 5 years to build this thing, drafts Patrick Mahomes in 2017. We'll talk about Mahomes later as well, how he has changed everything for this franchise. And then last year you lose in overtime to the Patriots, and you're like, man, is this guy going to break back through? But again, it's Belichick and Brady. What are you going to do? You lose in overtime to the greatest dynasty of all time? Well, yesterday, got over the hump, beats the Tennessee Titans 35-24, gets a second crack at a first Super Bowl ring. I'm excited for Andy Reid. It's a good opportunity for him, one of the better coaches in NFL history. Guys, want to remind you, mailbag, Chiefs mailbag on Thursday. I almost said NFL mailbag. Use hashtag Chiefs to get your questions on the show. Just type hashtag Chiefs in the comments and then ask your question. Send me your comment. I will answer as many of them as possible on Thursday. So you got a couple of days here, but go ahead and comment them right now. I'll make this the pinned comment. Just reply to it. I'll make it real easy for you. You might get hit with the YouTube ad break if you're on our main Chat Sports YouTube channel. Scroll down. Use hashtag Chiefs to ask me a question. Scroll back up. Video will be back up and playing. Okay, today's show is brought to you by BetDSI. Let's take a look at the early betting odds of Super Bowl 54. The Chiefs, 1.5-point favorites over the 49ers. Over-under set at 53.5. I expect both those numbers to fluctuate quite a bit over the next couple of weeks, but I don't think it'll change too much. I think it'll never be more than a pick'em game to 3 points either way for either San Francisco or Kansas City. If you want to bet on this game, got to do it with BetDSI. Chatsports.com/bet. Use our promo code NFL20 to get that 120% deposit bonus. It's the best deal out there. Go bet on the Super Bowl. Prop bets will be up on BetDSI in the next couple of days, so be out on the lookout for that. I'm excited. I love prop bets. I'm going to take advantage of that at BetDSI. You should do the same as well. Now, I love this quote from Colin Cowherd on Andy Reid. I go back and forth on Cowherd. I think sometimes he says stuff, and I'm like, that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. But sometimes he has really accurate takes, in my opinion, and I think this was one of those. This is Cowherd on Andy Reid. Quote, I've defended Andy Reid for a long time. He had Donovan McNabb, Jeff Garcia, and Michael Vick. Solid, but not spectacular. He faced Kurt Warner in his prime. He faced Aaron Rodgers. He lost to Drew Brees. He lost to Brady and Belichick. He had B quarterbacks, but now he's got the quarterback. Of course, talking about Patrick Mahomes. And that was kind of my point when we went through Andy Reid's history of his results in championship games. How many times was he really expected to win those? Yeah, he should have beat Jake Delhomme and the Panthers. That was a bad loss. But you lose to the greatest show on turf. You lose to Brady and Belichick a couple of times. You lose to Drew Brees. You lose to big-time quarterbacks in the playoffs. That's not a bad result. But now, this is the opportunity. If you want to get into the Pro Football Hall of Fame, you got to win a Super Bowl as a head coach, especially in the modern era. There's a couple from earlier on in the history of the NFL who have gotten in without a Super Bowl or NFL championship. But in the modern day, look, Jimmy Johnson just now got in, and he had a couple of Super Bowls with the Cowboys. Andy Reid needs a Super Bowl championship on his resume to get a gold jacket. He's done everything else. He's top 7 all-time in career wins behind Don Shula, George Halas, Bill Belichick, Tom Landry, Curly Lambeau, Paul Brown. Andy Reid's right there, over 200 wins. That is great company to be in, but he doesn't have that Super Bowl trophy. It's the one thing he's lacking on his resume. He's going back for the second time. I mentioned earlier, only 7 coaches in NFL history have taken 2 franchises to a Super Bowl. He's to be committed for that. I've been an Andy Reid defender for a long time. He still needs a Super Bowl, though, in my opinion, to get into the Hall of Fame. What do you guys think? Do you think Andy Reid needs a Super Bowl win to make the Hall of Fame? Type Y for yes, type in for no. I think it's a yes. I just think in the modern era, if you're a coach for 20, 25 years like Andy Reid has been, no one cares how many wins you've racked up. They care if you're able to win a Super Bowl. He's got the team to do it. He's got the quarterback to do it. I'm typing my Y for yes. Andy Reid needs to win a Super Bowl to get into the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Now, Frank Clark, this guy, man, he is just something else. He talked a ton of shit leading up into the AFC title game, got ripped for it, calling out Derrick Henry just 2 days before the title game. I'm going to be honest, it made me a little bit nervous. Derrick Henry was on such a roll, but give Frank Clark and the Chiefs defense credit. They backed it up. They held Derrick Henry to 3.6 yards per carry in this AFC Championship game, 69 yards in total. Clark and Chiefs certainly got the last laugh. Here was the quote heading in to the AFC title game from Frank Clark that freaked everybody out, saying, quote, "He's not hard to hit. He's just a big guy, 240, 245, 250 pounds. Honestly, he should be running harder at his weight and at his size. I don't see no difficulty in tackling him. He's just easy to me up front because I don't look at any running back like they can't be tackled. He's not one of the best at breaking tackles to me, honestly." And that's talking about a guy who had ran for 180-plus yards in 3 straight weeks. No running back in NFL history had ever done that. But this is what the Chiefs' defense and Frank Clark did. 19 carries, 69 yards, did have the 1 touchdown, under 4 yards a carry. They backed it up. Frank Clark backed it up. First play of the game, Titans run halfback sweep off the left tackle. Guess who makes the tackle? It's Frank Clark. I mean, he set the tone early in this game. Henry had a couple of 10-plus yard runs early, but overall, they did a fantastic job on Henry in the run game, forced Ryan Tannehill to try to beat him, made a couple of nice plays, but ultimately, Derrick Henry being shut down was the difference in this game. And then this was Frank Clark after the game, fired up. I encourage any of you guys to go watch the clip on Twitter. You can find it very easily, or on YouTube. I know exactly what they were going to do. You watching that film, you know what they're going to do. The last 2 games, he had 200 yards each game. I knew damn well we weren't going to win that game if we let that happen. They come in here, call him the best rusher in the league. We're sending his ass home early. That was Frank Clark after the game, after the Chiefs advanced to their first Super Bowl in 50 years. That's right, the Chiefs are going to the Super Bowl for the first time in 50 years. Grade the Chiefs' defense against the Titans. Got to be an A minus, right? Early on, gave up some big plays. The play-action game was working for Ryan Tannehill. But like the Houston game, once this defense settled in, played really, really well, gave up kind of a garbage touchdown late in the game, a fake punt, got him, and they extended a drive to cut that game to 11. But overall, I'm giving this defense an A in this game. You hold Derrick Henry to 3.5 yards a carry, you're doing a great job. Now, Chiefs fans, I know you want some AFC Championship gear. Luckily for you guys, we got you covered. Chatsports.com/AFC Champs. That's the link to go to. We'll have it in the comments and in the description. We've got hats, we've got hoodies, T-shirts, long sleeves, all kinds of AFC Championship swag. I know we won a Super Bowl, but there's no harm in celebrating an AFC Championship. It's been a very, very long time since the Chiefs have won the AFC. Go to chatsports.com/AFC Champs. Take advantage of these deals today. Now, Patrick Mahomes helps break what I'm calling a curse in quotes, because Chiefs fans have felt snake bit for 50 years. I mean, I just said it. They haven't been to the Super Bowl in 50 years. But the bottom line is Patrick Mahomes changes everything. He really does. What he brings to the table is just so huge. His ability on the field. He makes all the throws. We've seen how he's been able to run during this playoff run these last couple of games. He's leading the Chiefs in rushing. His leadership, his calming influence in that Texans game down 24-0, he never wavered. He is the definition of a franchise quarterback, and he's going to be the best quarterback in this league for a very, very long time. He gives this Chiefs fan base hope. Quite frankly, it's never felt. They've had no one close to Patrick Mahomes. They've been starving for a franchise quarterback. Well, the Chiefs, we finally got it in Patrick Mahomes. Look at this list of quarterbacks that the Chiefs have drafted in the first round. These are the only 4 quarterbacks Kansas City has ever taken in the first round. Pete Beathard, 1964, career backup, didn't do anything. Steve Fuller, 1979, did nothing. Todd Blackledge in 83, and this one looms the largest. That draft had John Elway, Jim Kelly, and Dan Marino. Now, Elway went number 1, but they took Blackledge over Kelly and Marino. That one hit so hard, this franchise didn't take a quarterback in the first round for 34 years before they took Patrick Mahomes in 2017 and received a lot of criticism for trading up back then. Well, they didn't just hit a home run. The Kansas City Chiefs hit a grand slam by drafting Patrick Mahomes. I mean, look at what this guy has done in his 4 career playoff games. Almost 300 yards a game, 11 passing touchdowns against no picks, 2 more rushing touchdowns, 0 turnovers in 4 playoff games. His passer rating's at 115. This guy has changed the entire direction of what this franchise can be moving forward, starting with hopefully winning a Super Bowl in 2 weeks. Is this guy going to end up as the GOAT? If you have this guy playing quarterback, Patrick Mahomes, you see the name right there, you're going to have a chance year in and year out. I don't think I'm being hyperbolic here. Will he end up as the GOAT? Type G for GOAT, type C for calm down. Getting a little excited here. Let me know what you guys think. I think this guy has all the tools to be the greatest quarterback in NFL history. Now, you got to win a few Super Bowls to back that up. He's only 6 behind Tom Brady. That's going to take some time. But his talent is there. I think he's going to be awesome for a very, very long time. So the stage is set. Super Bowl 54, Chiefs, 49ers, early favorite in Kansas City, 1.5-point favorites. This game will be down in Miami, of course. The weather should be fantastic. Although last time it was there was a chance of rain. It started pouring right after the game. Luckily, it wasn't a factor. Over-under at 53.5. You can bet on this game at BetDSI. I will be previewing this matchup in some capacity over the next couple of weeks, leading you guys up to Super Bowl 54. We'll have a live watch party on our main Chat Sports YouTube channel, so we will have you guys covered for the next couple of weeks. I'm excited. Chiefs fans, celebrate this AFC Championship, and I'll see you next time.